control for the data.
Aquas, fever, and aquid. This
division. So actually, UNESA has 25 different categories for accreditation.
Decide level of structure communication.
We are responsible to provide management system for all the students because we are provide data for all.
to validate, we separate. We have international and also national accreditation. So
performance analysis as continuous quality improvement, hosted by Quality Assurance Office of Universitas Negeri Surabaya in collaboration with Nakhon Phanom University. Dr. Widawati, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Bu Ayu. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Quality Assurance Office of Universitas Negeri Surabaya, I'm very pleased to welcome you to this workshop on important performance analysis (IPA) for continuous quality improvement. At UNESA, we have been conducting this survey since 2017, and it has proven to be a very useful tool to improve our management survey systems and strengthen our quality assurance practices. I believe today's session will not only share valuable knowledge, but also inspire to apply this method effective in our institution. I wish you all a productive and insightful workshop. Enjoy and thank you very much.
Our first session entitled Method Customer Satisfaction Survey Instrument. This session will be delivered by our distinguished speaker, Mr. Jaka Nugraha, MBA, and the session will be moderated by Dr. Didi Puspitaning Ayu. Without further ado, I kindly hand over the session to the moderator. Budin, over to you.
Thank you, Vayu. Hello, good morning. It's a very nice morning here, and we are welcoming you in this workshop. Thank you for coming. And before we start and give this speech to Mr. Jaka, I'd like to briefly introduce our speaker. Herewith, I would like to preview the CV of Pak Jaka. So Mr. Jaka is the speaker this morning, and he is an assistant professor in our university, Universitas Negeri Surabaya. He completed his studies in administrative science at Brawijaya University, and Pak Jaka has been actively engaged in teaching courses as management information system, entrepreneurships, and businesses. And Pak Jaka also plays an important role in the Quality Assurance Board of UNESA, where he serves as the head of international accreditation for social sciences and humanities. Pak Jaka, beyond academia, has also led numerous community services, and also, most recently, Pak Jaka has been awarded Best Young Lecturer Award at UNESA in 2024, and also received staff mobility training at Transylvania University of Brasov, Romania this year, and he will soon be going to Romania. So it's a very great achievement of him. So today, Pak Jaka will deliver the material for the workshop. The title of his speech today is regarding to the serve quality. I'd like to confirm with Pak Jaka whether you want me to help you showing your slides, or you will be doing it by yourself.
I will doing by myself. Thank
Okay,
you.
great. Later, after his speech, you are welcome to ask questions to Pak Jaka, and I will be moderating this session. The time is yours, Pak Jaka.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining in these sessions. We will discuss about service quality and also how to build instrument in this session. Yeah, for this discussions, we will learn some informations about how we will focus on three main learning goals. First, we will be able to describe 5 dimensions of service quality. These are the pillars that shape how customers evaluate services. The second, we will use the service quality gap model to identify where the problems occur in service systems. And third, we will apply this concept to our own faculty environment. Think about our students, lecturers, staff, and visitors, because they are all our customers. By the end of on these sessions, we will have practical tools to improve service quality in our faculty. Yeah, service quality is always about the comparison between expectations and experiences. If the service meets or exceed expectations, we will get satisfactions. And if the service falls short, that means dissatisfactions arises. For example, if students expect fast services in the administration's office and they receive their documents within 10 minutes, they feel satisfied. But if they have to wait for 1 hour without explanations, their expectations are not met and dissatisfactions happens. Satisfactions is not always absolute, so satisfactions it is relative. Some students may feel satisfied even when the service is not perfect, depend on their values and beliefs. For instance, students who believes patience is important may not complain when waiting. Another students with a tight schedule may feel very dissatisfied with the same waiting time. This tells us that perceptions of satisfactions depend not only on service performance, but also on the personal background of its customers. Customers evaluate service in terms of fair exchange, of course. They will compare what they give, like time, money, and effort with what they will get, like result, and also benefits, advantage. Students will pay tuition fees, will expect that they will have received good facilities, and then responsive lecturers, clear communications, and if the outcome are not worth the cost, they will feel exchange is unfair and dissatisfactions occur. This case show us the more value customers perceive from our service, the higher their satisfactions. Every contact with the customers is a moment of truth, a chance to satisfy or dissatisfy. Think about when students approach the faculty officer for help. That sort of interactions will shape their perceptions of the whole faculty. If they are treated kindly and their problem is solved, they will live with positive memory. If not, their negative story will spread to the other students. A strong services recovery, such as apologizing and fixing mistakes quickly, can even turn dissatisfied customer into loyal one. So this is how we can manage students perceive with our services. A service is an activity or benefit that is intangible. It does not result in ownership. For example, academic advising is a service, not a product. A service encounter is the moment of interactions between provider and customers. In our faculty, service encounters happen every day, like at the library desk, in the classroom, for instance, and during academic advising sessions. Each encounter contributes to overall service quality. Services quality has several dimensions. Broadly, we can group into physical, that we can see through facilities, our laboratories, our gallery, for instance, for the arts, socials, science, humanities, and then cleanliness, our classroom, our restroom, our canteen, for instance, and academic environment with all the things that can support the students. This is the sample of physical services. Second, corporate. Corporate means reputations. Reputations from our faculty, our university, our study programs, value from inside of the study programs, and also the policy. The policy will give the students easiness to catch up. For instance, like material they will try to learning and study in the study programs for faculty, and the others policy like standard operating procedure in the specific laboratories. This is the example for corporate policies inside the study program or faculty. Third is interactive, means how staff will do interactions with students and others stakeholders.
I'm sorry, Pak Jaka.
Yes,
Slideshow, please.
like this.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
great, great.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, among these, the interactive dimensions is more critical because even if we make or build nice buildings, have nice buildings, nice laboratories, if the staff treat students poorly, the service will be judged negatively. Service quality models, or we will talk in this slide, is gaps overview. Serve qual model explains where services quality problems occur. It identifies 5 gaps, refers to Parasuraman. First, gap between management perceptions and what customers actually expect. Second, gap between management's perceptions and service quality standards. Third, gap between service quality standard and actual service delivery. Fourth, gap between service delivery and what is communicated externally. And fifth, gap between customer expectations and customer perceptions. By analyzing these gaps, we can diagnose exactly where services improvement is needed. Five dimensions customers typically use when judging service quality. The five dimensions are tangibles. Tangibles like physical facilities, as I mentioned previously, through equipment, appearance, etc. And reliability, doing what was promised and consistently. Responsiveness, willingness to help quickly. Assurance means knowledge, courtesy, ability to inspire, trust. And empathy, for the last, is caring and individualized attentions. In higher educations, students use the same criteria to evaluate us. Let's take a deeper look at the most critical dimensions of service quality, reliability, and responsiveness. Reliability means that an institutions or organizations does what it promises. Through consistently and accurately. Customer, or in our case, students, parent, and faculty members want to feel that they can depend on us. Imagine this, like a student's requests a transcript, and the office says, and the office will say like, okay, you can pick it up on Friday at 10 a.m. If the transcript is ready on time and well prepared and error-free, that is reliability. But if the students comes on Friday, only to hear staff will say, I'm sorry, it's not ready yet, maybe come back next week. That means trust is broken. Reliability is about being dependable, not just one, but every time. Think about electricity in a classroom. If the power goes out once, students may forgive us, right? But if it happens every week, they will begin to lose confidence in the faculty ability to provide reliable learning conditions. In academic service, reliability could mean in academic, like always posting exam schedule on the promised date, ensuring that online learning platform work during exams. There is no error happen. For instance, like internet connections will run smoothly. For instance, delivering certificates or diplomas exactly when promises. So the certificate will be announced to the students and delivered to the students on time. When we are reliable, our stakeholders feel safe and of course will trust with us. Second is responsiveness. Responsiveness is slightly different. So it is about willingness to help and provide. To provide from service. Customer value not only what we deliver, but also how fast and willing we are to help. Let me think about the students who emails the administration's office. For instance, like in the case scholarship deadline, for instance. If the staff replies within a few hours, or at least within a day, the students will feel respected and valued. But if students wait a week, for instance, without replying, they may feel neglected, even if the final outcome is eventually positive. Responsiveness is also about showing that we care. For instance, when students approach the counter with the problems, staff stop what they are doing and politely assist. Instead of saying, come back later, I'm busy. So this is not a good example for our staff to service the students. And when a lecturer faces like a problem with classroom facilities, the maintenance team act quickly rather than postponing. So when the facilities comes broke, so the technicians will do fast to fix the problem in terms of our facilities in laboratories. This is especially important in higher educations because students are in a formative period of their life. Quick, empathic response show them that their time and need are taken seriously. Now let's turn to the other three dimensions of service quality: assurance, empathy, and tangibles. Assurance is about creating trust and confidence. It comes from staff knowledge, courtesy, and professionalism. For instance, when students ask about graduation requirement, staff should answer confidently and clearly. If the staff hesitates or seems unsure, the students may feel anxious. In higher education, assurance also comes from how lecturers and administrations present themselves. A lecturer who explains grading policies, for instance, clearly and respectfully gives students a sense of security. Similarly, when administrators handle financial matters with transparency, parent will feel assured that the institution is trustworthy. Assurance can be strengthened through training, professionalism, and consistent communications. Simple behaviors like using polite language, maintaining eye contact with students, or showing respect for cultural differences all increase assurance. And empathy is the ability to understand and care for individual needs. It means going beyond procedures to show humanity. Imagine that the students comes late to submit a form, for instance, because of a family emergency. A purely rules-based response would be, sorry, deadline is over. We cannot help. But an empathetic response would be, I understand your situations. Let's see what we can do to support you while still following regulation. So this flexible adjustment will make empathy to the students. Empathy is about listening, showing patience, and treating its students as a unique individual, not just a number, but about the humanity. In our faculty, this could mean offering flexible office hours for working students, for instance, in the master degree program, and then providing special support for international students struggling with local language. We will give like special training for them. And then giving extra attentions to students with disabilities to ensure that they can access all university, faculty, or study program services equally. When students feel that staff understand them, their satisfactions and emotional connections to the faculty grows will significantly. And finally, tangible. Tangible are the physical aspect of services like buildings, equipment, staff appearance, and facilities. Although services are intangible, customers often judge quality based on what they can see, of course. For example, a clean and well-organized classroom will give the impressions of professionalism from our side. Modern library with comfortable seating communicates that the faculty values learning. Even small things like clear signage around campus or the staff uniform can influence perceptions. Tangibles matter because they are the first impression. If students enter a dirty office with the broken chairs, they may assume the services will also be poor. Besides that, a well-maintained environment builds confidence before any words are exchanged. So the assurance will build confidence in our competence. Empathy will build emotional connections and trust from students to us. And tangible will build positive first impressions and also support to service experience. In higher education, we must balance all these 5 dimensions because students may forgive a small delay if staff show empathy and assurance, and if the environment around them looks professional and caring. Okay, now we will talk about perceived service quality. What does it mean? Okay, service quality is not determined by us, actually. Not determined by the providers, but by how the customers, or in our case, students, parents, alumni, or even lecturers perceive the service they receive. Okay, based on this graph, perceptions is shaped by several factors. First is word of mouth. Students listen to what others say. For example, if a senior student tells junior that the administration's office is very slow, the juniors already come with negative expectations, even before they experience the service themselves. All right? Their mind are influenced by the senior with the administration's office performance. And personal need, second is personal need. Expectations are influenced by what people value most. Some students may care deeply about fast response times, for instance, while others may be opposite for that. For example, international students may value clear communication in English more than speed. And the third, past experience. If students have already experienced delays in getting their transcript once, for instance, they will expect that same delay again, right? On the other hand, if they had a smooth process before regarding transcript for the students, they will expect it again in the future. So when students evaluate us, they are comparing their expected services with the perceived service they actually receive. If the service goes beyond their expectations, we will create a positive surprise. For example, if a student expects their transcript in 3 days, but receive just in 1 day, so they will feel delight. And if the services simply match with their expectations, they will feel satisfied. For instance, if the class schedule is posted exactly on the in the promised date, that is satisfactory quality. But if the services falls below expectations, they will feel disappointed or even angry. Like if promised scholarship disbursement is delayed without explanations, students will feel the service is unacceptable. This is why managing expectations is just as important as delivering good service. If we promise in our brochures or during orientations but fail to deliver, the disappointment will be stronger. In other hand, if we communicate realistically and then deliver slightly more, we create satisfaction and loyalty. And this is for the last slide in these sessions. This is 5 gaps in service quality. The first is knowledge gap. Knowledge gap will occur when management does not fully understand what students or other stakeholders expect. And the second gap, policy or standard gap. Even management know that students expect, they may fail to translate into clear service standard. The third gaps, delivery gap. Delivery gap will happen when the standard exists, but actual service delivery does not match with the standard. And the fourth gap is communication gap. Communication gap occurs when the service that is communicated to the public is different from what is actually delivered. For example, the faculty website might be promised that transcript requests are processed in 2 days, for instance, but in the reality, it takes 1 week. So this creates frustrations because expectations are set too high. In the last gap is perception gap. Perception gap is the final gap between what the customer expect and what they perceive they have received. For example, students might be expect that their lecturer to provide detailed feedback or on assignment. If the lecturer only give a grade without comment, the students feel expectation are not met, even if technically the lecturer fulfill the minimum requirement. So as a lecturer, we must give feedback to the students to fulfill this perception gap. So I think this is for the material of these sessions. I will show you an example how our university provide an instrument to support our site to gain informations from the students about service quality. Wait a minute. So this is an instrument, one of several instruments that we create to make sure that our services fulfill the students' expectations. This example only for students' perceptions to evaluate all the things based on the service quality dimensions. So this is on the side from the students. And we create this instrument divide into several parts like governance and corporations. This is from management services. We will assess through the students' perceptions. And then student services. First is management services. And then second, student services. Third, we will create through management and finance and also infrastructure. And the fourth, through educational services. So when we divide into four for field, so we will create this method, like I mentioned to you previously, through 5 dimensions, and then we will decide an item or statement to make sure that the students will have expectations and what is the reality after they have expectations about 5 dimensions. The first example is talk about management services, like how easiness to access page of website of UNESA. So students will have 4 grades from very good, simply, and less. This each of grades will have a specific score like 1, 2, 3, 4. And also the reality, this instrument will integrate with our systems, and then the system will calculate in the last part will conclude what the result from this service quality assessment. The detailed explanations and descriptions about how the quality assurance in this university will assess this method will deliver by the next presenter, Bu Willy. So this is the instrument that we can create based on the 5 dimension of service quality. Of course, from each field that we can try to measure, we will have a different item. So this management service satisfactions part focus with the service management that provide with the university, and when we move to the student services satisfactions in the second part, so we will divide into several services like student services with the guidance and counseling that provide to the students about officer ability to counseling, providing satisfactory services. Yeah, this item refers to guidance and counseling. So the others will focus on mental development, national spirituality that we provide also in our university, and also health services. Every part from student service will divide into 5 dimensions. So every dimensions will measure and calculate automatically by the systems. Yes, I think this is all my presentations about service quality and the example of instrument. I think I will give it back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Pak Jaka, for the comprehensive presentation on the service quality method. So, if I'd like to conclude some of Pak Jaka's speech, we have learned that the service satisfaction is strongly influenced by 5 main dimensions, namely reliability, responsiveness, assurance, empathy, and tangibles. So, if you have any questions that you might want to discuss further with Pak Jaka, I'd like to give you some time to ask. In his speech, Pak Jaka have also emphasized the importance of gap model. You have seen in his presentations that there are several gaps that should be addressed in the service quality and how we get the perceived survey by the customers, or in this context, that we are giving the academic services to students. Okay, is there any questions for Pak Jaka?
May I have one question? Okay.
Yes,
So
sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have seen in the questionnaire, yeah, when you send the questionnaire to students, yeah, I mean the answer, the scale of the questions, it's like a first questions, yeah, the S of access to the website, yeah, it's easy, simply, less, or something like that. It's just like a four scale of length. But in Thailand, we prefer like a 5 scale of length, like a easy, less, moderate, high, and higher, something like that. So I think, is there any difference for 4 and 5 length? I'm not sure.
Okay, with Pak Jaka. That's a good question
Yeah,
about the
okay.
scaling.
All right, thank you, Mr. Pundit. In the previous system of actually this instrument is update one. So in the previous survey, we did 5 scale. But when we try to calculate, assess, and measure the result, when we including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with the middle of option is neutral, the result is quite confusing. So many students will choose neutral. So this is how we ignore the result that of course, will affect on the decision from the university leaders to highlight the result itself, because after the sessions will um, um, we will learn about 4th quadrant, and this quadrant is based on this assessment from 4 options 1 until 4. So maybe after this, Bu Willy will explain more how or why not including 5 options. In the first implementations we did 5 scale, but the result when we calculate in the SPSS, and the result is not matched with the 4 diagram of 4 quadrant that we that chosen by EPA methodology. So the result will be confusing, and of course this result will deliver to the university leaders, and we will propose like recommendations and follow-up actions, how we can move from a bad quadrant, for instance, to improve the better quadrant, something like that. Pak Bundit.
Okay, right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for your questions, Dr. Bundit. Do you have any other questions?
No, no for me. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, in Thailand, you are using 5 scales, right? So, as explained by Pak Jaka, so 1 to 2 usually perceptions for negative, and 4 to 5 is positive. And usually, students or the respondents would pick the neutral side. So it's difficult to analyze whether they have positive perceptions or negative. So after this, we will have learn about the important performance analysis for analyzing the survey results. So previously, Pak Jaka have explained about the importance of surveys and what are the parameters of the student satisfactions. And later we will have Dr. Willy delivering the importance performance analysis as a tool to analyze survey outcomes and identify priorities for improvement. So I'd like to confirm whether it is okay and we are ready to move to the next session.
Bu Dini, can I interrupt for a while? Yeah,
Yes,
Kun
please.
Bundit, I think the participants can deliver the questions in Thailand, and you may translate it into English. Feel free to have this kind of adjustment here and there. Thank you.
Okay, right. Okay. I will type in the chat room. Yeah. Okay. ทางอินโดถามว่าถ้าทางเรานะครับทางนครพนมถ้าอยากจะถามนะครับถามเป็นภาษาไทยก็ได้นะครับ ผมสามารถแปลให้เขาได้นะครับเดี๋ยวเขาก็จะตอบมา ผมก็จะแปลให้อีกทีหนึ่งหรือถ้าสงสัยก็สามารถพิมพ์ลงไปในห้องแชทได้เลยนะครับ เป็นภาษาไทยก็ได้นะครับ เดี๋ยวผมจะแปลให้เขานะครับ โอเคมีใครจะถามอะไรไหมครับ ถ้าไม่มีผมก็จะขอข้ามไปที่เซสชันถัดไปนะครับผมมีไหมครับขอเสียงหน่อยก็ได้ครับ ม
ไม่มีครับไม่มี
โอเคครับพี่แป๊ะขอบคุณครับโอเคครับโอเค Okay, so now there are no questions, so you can
Okay.
move to the next session. Yeah, I tell them, yeah, they can type in the chat
Okay.
room or ask me. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Sure. Thank you. You can also ask by text. So we are welcoming questions by text, and we can just use a Google Translate to. We can copy and paste your questions to Google
May I
Translate.
have some question about
Yeah, sure.
yeah. In the previous session, we talk about the gap between the expectation and experience. May I have a question about that? About this? How you measure the gap between the expectation and the experience the student receive? The gap. How to measure the gap?
Thank you, sir, for your questions. Okay, Pak Jaka, would you like to directly answer?
Yeah, we will answer after Bu Willy explain the session. Actually, we will discuss these questions further after Bu Willy explain. Yeah, because Bu Willy will show to us about how we calculate everything and how we'll follow up the result from this assessment. Yeah, I think Bu Willy will fully answer completeness to answer your questions.
Yes, sir, for your question. We will hold out the answer after we are.
May I have another question? Some company they give the feedback. I mean, like the experience of the customer. They have the app or the system like when you buy something and you have a form in the app and you can choose the score of the experiment 1 to 10 maybe the best the excellent and that feedback will save automatically to your system and then you compare the expectation and experience and measure the gap. I mean, do you have software system something like that?
Okay. Thank you, sir. That is a good question. And actually, Dr. Willy will deliver discussion further for answering your two questions. So allow me to introduce Dr. Willy Yustanti. He is an associate professor at Universitas Negeri Surabaya. She earned her doctorate in statistics at Institute Technology 10 November. Dr. Willy teaches courses like database systems, data mining, decision support systems, and of course, statistics. And her research spans from artificial intelligence, security, machine learning, and digital education. Dr. Willy has published several reputable international journals and authored books in the information systems. Beyond her academic work, Dr. Willy also a part of quality assurance team at our university, where she is in charge in the information system supporting the university's quality assurance process. So with her strong expertise in data science and information systems, we are pleased to welcome Dr. Willy Yustanti.
Thank
Time
you,
is yours.
Adini. Okay, let me share my screen. Yeah. Okay, already seen my screen? Okay, thank you, Bu Pradini. In this session, I want to, maybe this is like a share, share best practices in service quality satisfaction survey implementation at UNESA, and I will share about from data collection until reporting. Yeah, just this is the example, and maybe you can duplicate if it is useful for your university. Okay. The outline is I will talk about the background why UNESA do the this satisfaction survey for lecturer, student, and also academic staff, and how the survey design, target response, data collection, data analysis, etc. I will explain in my next slide. Okay, the practice of satisfaction survey in our university actually for capture a perception from student, lecturer, and academic staff, because they are a key stakeholder of our academic service. So we want to know about the holistic view in their perspective about the academic service quality across teaching, learning, management. Our example, Pak Jaka already explained about the several dimensions and several aspects about the financial, human research, informative systems research, and community survey activity for lecture. And there is aspects also for student and for academic staff. So we want to ensure that academic services meet the expectation of different stakeholder, different perspective from lecturer, student, and also academic staff. So we can have insight about what the service we can improve the service for later. And then it is also there formal mechanism within the internal quality service system. We have, maybe in Indonesia we can call PP. It is a cycle about internal quality assurance system. We can say there is a determination phase atau policy determination, implementation phase, evaluation, control, and improvement of higher education quality standard. So the survey, satisfaction survey is part of the evaluation phase. There are several evaluations in our internal quality assurance system. There is internal audit, there is the evaluation, and also there is a satisfaction survey, and the last one is monitoring and evaluation about learning process. So in this session, we will just talk about satisfaction survey for student, lecturer, and academic staff. So the other background is about we need proof about the institution accountability, transparency, and evidence-based decision making. So we have to make like a survey analysis report and also the follow-up action for the survey result. So if we do this satisfaction survey, so we have assessed satisfaction level of student, lecturer, and staff for academic service at UNESA. So we can measure and compare the gap between stakeholder, between expectation and performance in actual performance in academic service. So we can identify the area that we have to make strength and what the area that there is a weakness in academic service. So we can do it with several analysis method, and in UNESA we do 3 analytical method actually. The first one is about like a significant different test. We have to make sure that this is statistically significant difference between expectation and performance for stakeholder. And then the second one is we do the gap analysis. There is a gap. We have to make sure there is a gap analysis between performance and expectation. And also the last one, we do important performance analysis to know what is the indicator, what is the variable that needs priority and have to be improved. So this is the objective. And also we have regulation that make us have to do this survey. For in the national regulation, we have law about the higher education that obliges university to implement quality assurance. And this satisfaction survey is one of the evaluation phase in quality assurance. And then there are many regulations that make us to do this kind of satisfaction survey regularly and formally, and we have to make a report annually. And okay, now I want to share about the best practice concept. It is about the evidence-based and stakeholder-centered and continuous improvement oriented, and I hope it can be replicable to other university. And also we want to make the result is transparent, so we can share about our best practice to other university. And how this application at UNESA, maybe the first one is, of course, is we have to design the survey instrument, and Pak Jaka already explained what is the instrument and the construct of the instrument, and how the analysis. We use a scientific analysis method because we have large data there. Because our student body, almost 30,000 students, and our lecturer maybe almost 2,000, yeah, 2,000 more, and our academic staff is maybe 700. So we have large respondent. So we cannot analyze manually. We have to make it as a scientific approach to analyze this data. And so I want to tell the step. Yeah, we have instrument using a self-cool concept. Pak Jaga already explained about we have 5 dimensions: tangible, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, empathy. So then after we have the concept of self-cool, we construct of questionnaire item. The questionnaire item is we involve many units. For example, if we want to ask about how the lecturer feel the service of research units, institution research units, so we invite them to assess our questionnaire item, and also other unit involved in our discussion when we make the questionnaire item. And then we do the validation process to make sure that the questionnaire already passed the validity testing and reliability testing. So it is part of the scientific process to make sure that our instrument is valid and reliable to avoid the bias of the result. So if there is an item in the questionnaire is not valid, so we have to revise the questionnaire until all of item is valid and reliability. So the validation process, we have to make reports also to make sure that maybe if we have an external assessor to come to UNESA, there is a proven document that can show that we already passed the validation and reliability process. So this is the example for the document. And then the target respondent, if we have three target of respondent, this is a student. There is a 5 aspect: management service, student service, financial service, lecturer, and administrative staff. For lecturer, we can ask about management service, human resource, financial service, research, and community service. And then the last one is administrative staff atau educational personnel. We can ask about management service, human resource, and financial service. So why we choose a multiple respondent group? Because in our university there are many academic services, so we want to ensure comprehensive perspective for different stakeholders. So it is also to strengthen evidence for quality assurance and accreditation compliance. Okay, this is the example how we collect the data. In UNESA, we have system. It's called single sign-on. Single sign-on is a system that everyone in UNESA can log in this application, and they can access all system that related to them. So this is the best way to broadcast the questionnaire. So the questionnaire can broadcast online, and the user must fill the questionnaire. They cannot skip the questionnaire. So it's to make sure that we have sufficient respondent. For example, in this slide, I captured from the survey portal. For example, for year 22, we can get, this is academic staff. This is the respondent number, yeah. This is student, and this is the lecturer. And this is the survey ongoing. It's still, today is satisfaction survey still ongoing, because this is the end of the the second semester in this year, yeah. So we still going. Maybe we will close maybe next month, September. So usually we can collect and we close the survey maybe the end of the September. So the October we can start to analyze and make report of the survey results. Okay, and we have portal survey database, and we can monitor how many respondents already filled the survey, and then every department and faculty in university can download this data, because in Indonesia, maybe, for example, if the study program submit for national accreditation or for international accreditation, they have to also make their own report. So they have to have their own data. So they can download the data in our system. We have quality assurance management system, and the leader of the department of the program study, quality assurance in faculty, quality assurance in program of study, they can download the data, and they can filter the respondent related their program study, so they can make their own report for satisfaction survey. And how they make reports, so we are in an institution level, in university level, have to train them to make their own report, and we give the example, so they can download the report template, and there is a guideline to process the data. This is the example for data structure. This is identifier for respondent, and this is the faculty and unit in our university, and this is the answer for the respondent, P1, P2, etc. It shows the indicator in the questionnaire, and this is the H and K here. It's mean expectation answer, and K mean its performance answer. It's about their perspective for the question in the questionnaire. So they can answer between 1 to 4 scale. And we have large data to analyze it. Okay. Okay, and this is maybe you can imagine our data, and maybe we can continue to analyze it. What the software we use to analyze this data? Actually, a commercial software we can use SPSS, but if you want to open source software, software like SPSS, you can download PSPP. PSPP is open source and it is free. SPSS is commercial, so you have to buy license. And I suggest you to download PSPP if you want to use a statistical software like SPSS without fee. Yeah, without fee, without make a payment. And we also using Microsoft Excel because the source data is in spreadsheet format. So then we using this software. But in this session, I don't talk about how technically process the data. I still just share. Maybe this is the next session. We have next session. If you want to mastering this process, maybe we can talk about in next session because it is very technical. Okay. And after we get the data collection, we pass the data collection process, we check if our sample is sufficient or not. We can choose one of the formula for adequacy test for sample. You can choose. Actually, there is no specific formula, but because there are several formula for adequacy test for the sample, but popular is Slovene maybe. Yeah, Slovene is popular in social research, so you can use the Slovene formula to check if our sample is already sufficient to analyze. Then we can use this formula. And then after the sample is enough, so we can start to analyze based on, maybe it's like a question research, but it's actually not research. But as the formally report, we have to focus what kind of the problem that we want to explore and we want to solve based on the method that we choose. So maybe here I describe that actually we use three kind of methods. The first one is to answer how the result of UNESA student, lecturer, academic staff. So this is because we have three data. Actually, we make 3 reports for each stakeholder. Yeah. The first one is we want to know if there is significant difference between expectation and performance. So this is like a pair t-test in statistic conventional. So we have to check the data that we have get is normal or not normal distribution. So if the data is in normal distribution, so we can choose pair t-test. But if we don't have normal distribution data, so we will choose the Wilcoxon test, or this is a non-parametric approach. Yeah. And then the second one is we want to make comparison between expectation and performance with the gap analysis. Now, this is we want to gap analysis. I will show you the formula next slide. And the last one is we want to know what kind of indicator that we have to take the priority to improve, because in stakeholder or in respondent perspective, this indicator is very important, but the performance is very low. So we have to make attention about this indicator. Okay, I want to show you step by step. Okay, the first one, this is very scientific approach. This is a normally test if we want data like that. We have many variable and many respondent, and we can make the average of answer of the respondent. You can test your data distributed normally or not. So we can choose if normally distribution, we can do the t-test, per t-test, but if not normally distribution, we can choose the Wilcoxon test. This is the pair because we compare their perspective and their perspective in their expectation and their perspective for the performance of the academic service. Okay, this is I think this is normally normally step for the first if we use traditional statistic. And this is just one example after we do the pair test for make sure there is a significant difference between performance and expectation. Okay, and then the second one, we can use gap analysis. Now, gap analysis, this is because this is gaps. Yeah, gap it means differences between expectation and performance. Or we can maybe we can pull we can get the positive gap or the negative gap. So we have to focus in the largest gap of negative result. Okay, maybe I just want to share the example, but this is the formulation, general formulation. And if we want to know the conformity level between expectation and performance, you can express by this formulation also. And we can interpret the result of the score. Usually, theoretically, you can use this kind of interpretation. If the conformity level less than 100, it means that service is unsatisfactory. And if more than 100%, it means that highly satisfactory, and 100% is satisfactory. So this is for example, but this is in Bahasa, but you can focus in the column here. This is performance, average of performance for each indicator. This is a item in our questionnaire. This is example. And this is the average for respondent answer for each item. Yeah, this is the rate. Yeah. Okay. And this is the conformity level, then this is the gap. And how to interpret these results? We can focus in the analysis with the largest negative value, because if negative, it means less than 100. It's less than 1, yeah? Less than, so this is before we analyze, we can focus the gap. So for this example, maybe we can take a look. This is the largest gap, this one, for example. So this is about provide academic service for administration and information system, for example. And if we have this score, so it means we have to improve what the problem in this service. So it's the finding of our analysis. We can also make visually by spike graph, something like that, to make sure the distance between the expectation and the performance. You can make visually, you can use a graph like this. So we can know, this is, okay. Why there is a three level, three kind of this chart. Actually, this is, I cluster the respondent between the respondent that always answer 3 or 4 answer. This is the respondent that answer in 3 or 2, and this respondent that answer 2 or 1. I want to know if they have different gap. Okay. Okay, then the last one is we can analyze with important performance analysis. What kind of this analysis? This analysis actually make the mean or the average score in performance and average score in person, in quadrant, in Cartesius diagram. And we have 4 quadrant. This is the 1, and this is 2 and 3 and 4. The center of this coordinate, the Cartesius, is the rate of the importance indicator and the average of performance. So if we have chart to make graphically make chart like this, like quadrant, we can know what item or what is the indicator that fall in the first quadrant, what indicator that fall in the second, third, and fourth. So if we have a variable or attribute or item or indicator in the first quadrant, it means this is top priority. So the institution must make improvement to make this better in the next survey, because in perspective of a respondent or the stakeholder, this is a very important. And the second one is high important and high performance. So we have to maintain in order to stable in this quadrant. And the third quadrant, it means the indicator that fall in this quadrant, it have low importance and low performance. So you can make this is low priority, but because this is low performance, maybe in next strategy program, if you have already solved for the first quadrant, you can next to the quadrant 3. And for quadrant 4, it means that indicator or attribute here is have low importance and already high performance. So respondent already have perspective that this is enough and excessive. So we can focus in quadrant 1 for top priority and quadrant 3 for low priority, and quadrant 2 is for maintenance, the achievement, and quadrant 4 is excessive. So I want to give you example for our survey result about a student satisfaction survey. There are 21 indicator, and this color is this color means the dimension of self-goal. So we have assurance, empathy, reliability, responsiveness, tangible. Each dimension we can break down into indicator. Is a question for each dimension. So the total of the question in the questionnaire, there are 21 questions. So we know that there are 3 indicators here. There are question number 7, question number 21, and question number 2. It means that the student have perspective that in 3 indicator, according to the student, this is very important, but the performance in our university is very low. Now, so we have to make the priority of this indicator. Question number 2 is about lecture method of delivering lecture material. It is about the how lecture delivering the material in the class. And the question number 7 is about timeliness in starting and ending lecture. And question number 21 is about ease of access to information system based service facility. This is for example in our quadrant result in IPA analysis, IPA analysis. So if we want to know how to follow up action for the question, so we have to conduct monitoring and evaluation in learning activity, and identify who is the lecturer who service don't meet student expectation, because this is a problem in our academic service. So we can make a recommendation to faculty of the study program to improve this indicator to make a better academic service. And then after we conduct the analysis, we make a reporting, and we have website here. If you want to know our reporting example in survey satisfaction, you can download. This one is already in English. We have reporting about our survey satisfaction for each stakeholder, for student, for lecturer, for academic staff, and you can access and you can download. And then how we disseminate our survey report, and we have quality assurance management system, and everyone can access. Now everyone, actually a leader in faculty and program study and quality assurance level in faculty and study program, vice rector, and also public for the report. You can access the result of a survey satisfaction. And what usually follow-up action we do after we make a reporting of survey satisfaction? The first one, actually, we identify the key issues about what the result of the analysis. Yeah. For the first one, we focus on attribute with the largest negative gap between expectation and performance. And the second one, we have to make priority to improve the services that fall in the first quadrant in IPA. Last step after we make a survey satisfaction reports, and then we make an action planning and implementation, how to enhance academic service, and then we can do monitoring and evaluation. But even we do this kind of activity regularly, annually, we have a challenge here, because the first one, challenge in instrument development. Usually we make several updates about instrument. We have the first one, we have many questions and makes the respondent feel bored to fill the questionnaire. So we have to revise the instrument, make them short and easiest to answer, because it's challenge for us to make a respondent fill the questionnaire, and also adjusting circle dimension to the higher education context. And then challenge in data collection. Yeah, we have challenge in specifically in educational stuff, because the system in our university, mostly the respondent mostly access the system is lecturer and student. For academic staff, maybe rare to access. So actually, we cannot get the sample that we want to expect. Yeah, maybe just before 50% actually. So we have to make another strategy to make more respondent to academic staff. And then for data analysis, so until now we just still using T kind of method that I explained before. And then we reporting, actually, if there is no indicator fall in the first quadrant, it means we have no insights what kind of the item that we have to should improve, because all indicator already fall in not three quadrant, actually N2 and 4. So it means that academic service is already already best for the respondent. And then the follow-up action. So usually we just make the main point in a first quadrant and the indicator that have the largest negative gap score. So usually we just make a note, and it's very difficult because sometimes the question in our questionnaire is general, and there are so many units in our university, so sometimes we don't know exactly this kind of what is that action must be improved by what kind of the unit, because academic services involve many kind of unit organization in our university. So this is the challenge. Maybe we can what is that? Maybe we can improve our instrument if we want to improve the detail of the the target of the unit. I think this is this session, Pradini, about the whole process of from data collection until reporting, dissemination, and our challenge that we usually face in our university. Okay.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much, Dr. Willie, for the insightful session. She has shared her experience regarding the data collection to the analysis and reporting of survey of academic satisfactions. And we are welcoming questions from the audience. Please kindly raise your hand, or you can also type your questions in the chat box. Then we can, and also about the two questions by Dr. Sutipat Srisuk on the how to analyze the survey results and the methods. Have you already got some insights based on Dr. Willie's speech? If you also have follow-up questions, we are welcoming that.
Yeah, your answer is very good, and provide me the superior detail about the software system of the gap analysis, and from your system, the results of the gap analysis, and we may use to improve the quality of the service or the quality of improvement plan. Yeah, it's very good, very good. Okay, and may have some question. I saw in the title of the workshop that the CQI, or continuous quality improvement at Nakhon Phanom University. This means that this system may be implemented in Nakhon Phanom University. Is that right?
Yeah.
You can answer directly, Dr. Willie.
The what? Continuous improvement.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean that the system you just provide us maybe implement at the Nakhon Phanom University. Is that right?
Our system?
Can they also implement your system that you have explained at the NPU? I guess that's what you asked.
Yes.
Or maybe, Dr. Willie, you could explain how technically to implement such system.
It is not a quality assurance management system or just part of our system, because actually our quality assurance management system is very complicated here. No, there are so many aspects in quality assurance. There are audit, there are survey for satisfaction survey, there are what was that? International accreditation. There are so many activities. So if you just say that this is about just satisfaction survey, I think it can be implemented in your university. But maybe how strategy to collect the data, maybe it can be different. If the faculty can make, what is that? We work with maybe there is IT unit in your university. Maybe you can ask them to make online survey for all, and you can. I don't know how the communication between unit in your university. Actually, we here in UNESA, we work together with the unit of information technology in our university. And we ask them for build the system, and we make requirement for them to help us to make online survey and how to collect data. And we just what is that? We can get their work in our system like that. So we don't build by ourselves in our unit. No, we have to make communication, coordination in all the units that have authority for IT. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
The problem is how to collect the data actually. After you can collect your data, you can replicate our method to make a satisfaction report, just I explained before. I think that's the problem, just data. Mechanism
Okay, thank you.
strategy, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Willie. So basically, this method is replicable and it can be implemented anywhere,
Yeah.
including your university. However, we need to make sure that we have the underlying infrastructure to support that, and we have also the support from the IT team and or IT management in your university. And because of the survey is conducted using the university system, so that every time the students or the lecturers log into the system, they can have a prompt to fill out the surveys, so that you can directly have the results of data they have clicked, for example, for the instruments that they are asked. So then you can directly have all the data from the respondents. After that, you can analyze it using the methods that Dr. Willie has explained previously. Okay, I hope that answer your question, sir.
Yes, very good.
So do you have any other questions? Yeah.
Dr. Badip, did you have some question?
Yeah, I don't have a question, but it's surprising me for that you use statistical method to analyze the data. Yeah, you use like a hypothesis test about how the difference between the gap. Actually, in our university, when we got data from the questionnaire or from the survey, we just analyze something like just average,
Yes.
means, median, and SD.
That's
Yeah, something like
descriptive.
that. That's all. But then you use hypothesis test. Yeah, it's surprising. Maybe if you you have a plan to visit NPU on maybe October, maybe it's really good that if we can arrange the on-site workshop about how to analyze the data using this statistical method. Yeah, and I have seen you use like a open source software like a PSPP. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's really good for us to use that software. I have used something like a R. I'm not sure. Do you know R? R is a statistical software.
R. But
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
programming language.
Yeah, programming language. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
this
Maybe
is
we
not
can
for
share.
native
Yeah.
user. Yeah.
But PSPP is quite like SPSS. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
it's better for our staff to use. It's
Yeah.
easy to use. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also multi-platform. You can using in Mac or Windows. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. For me, I don't have a question. Yeah,
Great.
but that's surprising me. It's
Yeah,
quite like
yeah.
a new technique for me.
Yeah.
Mm.
Actually, this is the asset also for us to make a research, not research, to publish our analyze to international conference or make article in an international journals. Also, apa ya? There is a possibility for us to do, even though we do it for quality assurance, but actually the data is asset. So one of our work is already presented in international conference, so and accepted, and if NPU can do this, I think it is also asset to make a publication about the satisfaction survey with our method that I have explained before. Okay.
Yeah.
That was great. And as Dr. Willie previously mentioned, that because we have a huge number of respondents, we have many students, lecturers, so we have to use the scientific approach to analyze those results. That's why also Dr. Willie also included the gap analysis between the answers from the respondents. Okay, is there any other questions? I'd like to have one prompting question, I hope, to Dr. Willie, so that I hope with these questions, it can also, how to say, stimulus. It's become a stimulus for others to ask more. And about the important performance analysis, how can you ensure that the IPA method is not just a one-time analysis, but also a continuous tool to monitor the service quality over time, to make sure that we have the CQI, or continuous quality improvement? So you are using the important performance analysis, right, Dr. Willie, in the analysis, and also dividing 4 quadrants of and comparing the expectations and also experience, as previously questioned by and how to make sure that using this IPA, it can also be used for continuous quality improvement for the other surveys.
Yeah, thank you, Putini. I'm sure because actually why we use the quadrant method or Cartesian diagram like IPA, it is because we just want to know what the item or indicator or variable that fall in the first quadrant. So that's the focus that we have to improve and make continuous improvement, the aspect that we want to make improvement better in the next maybe next year, because we hope that the next result of the survey, this indicator move from the first quadrant. So if the next year results have different visualization by quadrant Cartesian method, so it means that we have already made improvement and follow-up action plan for the finding that we have get in last year, I think like that.
So we have to make sure that the experience by the respondents is matched with the expectation, and also it also matched. We can also grade whether one parameter is more important than the others, and which one is important and urgent. We can also evaluate like this, right?
That's why that I cannot do just one method, because we have gap analyze. If we have a quadrant method of we have the what kind of indicator that fall in the first quadrant, so we can also look at the gap analysis, what the gap between expectation and performance in the specific indicator that fall in the first quadrant. So logically, it must be a positive correlation. If this is important and have low performance in the gap analysis, it must be have less than 100%. I think so.
That's great. Thank you. Do we have a follow-up questions regarding how to analyze the survey results? You can also have some comments on this shared session. It's actually a sharing session, as Dr. Willie said.
Maybe I have another question, please.
Sure, sure.
I'm interested in the gap analysis that is used for the improvement of the university. I mean, we would like to analyze the gap between the expectation and the experiment, and we use the gap as the feedback to improve the quality of something like the quality of service. And my question is, in the on the implementation, how you use the feedback of the gap analysis to improve the quality of the service, or maybe improve the quality of the teaching of the lecturer.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
the question clear?
Okay.
Please answer directly.
Okay. Okay. This is about the follow-up action. Yeah, I think this is about the follow-up action. And after we got result of our analysis, usually our leader, we do usually have meeting with the leader of university and explain the result of the survey. Actually, many results, audit results, survey results, and monitoring results, and all of the quality assurance program. And one of them is our result in gap analysis. And our director will explain in our leader university, and it's like a follow-up action. And this is like maybe a working plan for the unit that related in the largest negative gap, because the action plan or the implementation to solve the negative gap is not in quality assurance, but quality assurance just explain and share the result to the other units, and the other unit have to make strategy how to make better service for next year. I think like that. Maybe
Yeah, I can add some information for the implementations, how we can overcome gap in the specific case. For instance, as I mentioned to you, this instrument is, if I'm not mistaken, 2 times or 3 times have been revised, and then the new one, maybe we have the up-to-date instrument. The first implementations in this instrument, we have a lot of statement actually. So a lot of items, statements. Every unit will assess by specific statement for 5 dimensions. But in the last maybe last year, we summarize statement. So the statement in this instrument is quite dynamic. So for instance, about how the unit will overcome gaps, will rise when, for instance, in the case of website, in the first instrument, websites only focus on the local or regular students, not for international students. But we have maybe more than 40 study program accredited by international accreditations, and the website must provide international admissions in the specific menu. So we change the statement in the tangible aspect in student services, if I'm not mistaken. So this is happened because we need how the university provide international admissions information for international students. So this is example how we can adapt the new instrument with the issue that faced by a study program who preparing for international accreditations. So updated instrument will help unit to improve their services. Of course, when we decide the item for each services, not only for student side, but also lecturer, administrative staff, and so on, we will do pilot survey for 30 or 50 respondents specific on each subject. So by this pilot survey will give us a comprehensive item that we can provide and prepare to the fixed instrument that we can share in the updated years, like in 2025 and 2026. So updated instrument is very, very important to us to minimize gap. So I think this is how we can overcome the gap, yeah. How the demand of the stakeholders with the certified services that provide by us to always keep and improve our quality standard and quality services. I think this is can answer your questions. So many cases that we can improve instrument, not only in student side, but also in lecture. For instance, we update item about remunerations or incentive for lecturers and educational staff. Maybe in the first instrument we don't have this item, but maybe last or 2 years we have a specific system to do remunerations and how satisfaction level from educational and lecturer staff with their remunerations and incentive level, for instance. So we have to adopt and we have to update this situation. So this is how we trying to update all the things in terms of instrument survey. Yes, I think so. We must update it years by years regarding the stakeholders' demand.
Okay, thank you for adding some answers, Pak Jaka. Do we have other follow-up questions? So as mentioned by Dr. Willy and Pak Jaka, we are using the gap analysis to compare what stakeholders, or in such cases, the respondents' expectations and also their actual experience. And as we know, if we identify the gap, it means that it is a signal of a weakness link that we that we need to be addressed, that need to be addressed. And Pak Jaka also adds that after we have collected the surveys and we evaluate and we analyze it, we need to bring it to the meetings with the higher ups in our universities to act on it. So in short, for this internal evaluation part, specifically for the survey, first we need to collect, and then we analyze its data and also act. And finally, we close the loop. We close if there are any gaps, and within time we can achieve the continuous improvement. Okay, is there any more questions? If that's okay, perhaps I'd like to give it back to Bu Ayu. And before that, a sincere thanks to our speakers, Pak Jaka and also Dr. Willy, for their insightful presentations. And I hope it is also give you some insights on how to improve the quality analysis or the internal surveys in your university, specifically in NPU. Okay, I'll give it back to you, Bu Ayu. Thank you.
Thank you, Budini. All right, thank you once again to our speakers, beautiful moderator, and participants for your valuable contribution today. Since 2017, our university has used the Importance Performance Analysis Survey to improve our management survey system. And I do believe the insights from this workshop will also support continuous quality improvement in your institutions. So as part of today's workshop, there will be a simple task, and the data for the simulation of this simple task will be shared later through Kun Bundit. So Pak Bambang Dibyo will send you personally later on, sir. And hopefully we can have on-site workshop on October, as you mentioned before. So yeah, hopefully. And with that, I officially close today's workshop. But before that, I'd like to all participants to fill out once again the attendance link, and also the survey for today's activity. And on behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to all of you. And this concludes today's workshop. We wish you success in applying these methods in your respective units, and we look forward to seeing you again in our future academic activities. Thank you.
Thank you.
And have a productive and wonderful day, everyone. See you.
Okay. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Between our two universities, which have many characteristics and performance at the same level. It's quite challenging for us to learn more about each other and exchange about the learning